figure out what she could weigh and what she should weigh, okay? And this is how I did it. I started by looking at her lean body mass. Now, why would I do that? Because that's the root of her weight, right? That's how much she weighs when you strip all the fat off. And what do I know about the lean body mass? I know I don't want to lose any, but do I want it to stay exactly the same? I want to increase it, don't I? Does she want to look like a bodybuilder? Probably not. So I'm not going to give her a huge muscle gaining goal. I'm going to give her a 3-pound muscle gaining goal and get her to 90 pounds of lean body mass. Okay? Now let's look at the fat. When she first started, she has 55 pounds of fat on her. Can I get rid of all of it? No, because if I did, she would be dead. Okay, just make sure you guys are still with me. So I can't get rid of all of it, but I know for her height and her frame, she really only needs about 16 pounds of fat. So 90 pounds of lean body mass, 16 pounds of fat. What do I know now? Her ending body weight, about 106 pounds, 16% body fat. Okay? Now that I know the starting point and I know the ending point, what can I do now? Design the program. I can actually figure out how long it's going to take to get her there and what the most efficient way of getting her there is. I'm able to figure out that if she's losing about 36 pounds of fat, and we're losing fat at the pace of about 2 to 3 pounds a week, we could be done in 12 weeks. So we knew that right from day one. It'd only be 12 weeks long. But if it's true that to get her to her ideal body, I need to put on 3 pounds of muscle, do I do that in the first 6 weeks or the last 6 weeks? First 6 weeks. Why? Helps burn the fat. The sooner I build the muscle, the sooner the metabolism will be running efficiently. So by week 6, she already needs to be at 90 pounds of lean body mass. So I'm going to build 3 pounds of muscle in the first 6 weeks, and I'm not going to build anything in the last 6 weeks. Now she's losing 19 pounds of fat both in the first 6 weeks and in the last 6 weeks. Okay? This brings an important point. Just because she's gaining muscle does not mean that she's not losing weight. She's losing weight the whole time. By week 6, she was 125 pounds, 28% body fat, which means she had about 35 pounds of fat on her and 90 pounds of lean body mass. So now that I know the starting point, the ending point, I know the fastest way to get her there, I can go through and design her guidelines, starting with the nutrition. Now when I go to assess how many calories a day she needs, what do I look at? What number do I look at? I look at the lean body mass. That's absolutely right. But let me ask you this. How are a lot of weight loss programs designed? What number do they look at? The total body weight. This is a huge error that's being made all the time. If I feed someone based off their total body weight, what am I feeding?
Fat too.
I'm feeding the fat. And you don't feed the fat, you feed the muscle. Let me give you another example, okay, of how horrible this is. Let's take me, for example. Now I'm 190 pounds, 7% body fat. And you put me next to someone else who's 190 pounds, but they're 20% body fat. Based on total body weight alone, you would give me the exact same diet that you give that guy. But if you give me the same diet that you give that guy, you're going to make me sick. Because I have way more muscle than he does, and I need way more calories. So now that I broke down her measurements and I've gone through a body type analysis and figured out her weight and body fat percent, I can go through and design her diet. Using those numbers, I'm able to figure out that her diet needs to start off at about 1,200 calories a day. Okay? Now she's building muscle in the first 6 weeks, so what does that mean her calories are doing? They're increasing, right? 1,200, 1,300, 1,400. By week 6, she's at 1,700 calories a day. Let's talk about the cardio. Does she need a lot of cardio in the beginning to start losing weight? She doesn't, does she? I'm going to start her off at about 20 minutes. And that's all she needs 3 to 4 days a week. Okay, now in week 6, the program changes a little bit, doesn't it? She's done gaining muscle. She hit her muscle gaining goal. We're just doing fat loss. So do I need to keep her calories quite so high? I don't, do I? Need it. I can drop them a little bit, so I drop them from 1,700 down to about 1,400. 20 minutes of cardio is working great for the first 6 weeks, but by week 6, is that enough anymore? No, so what do I need to do? Increase it. 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, okay? But if I'm increasing the amount of stress that I'm putting on her body, what else do I have to increase? Calories, 1,400, 1,500. By the week 12, she was at 1,900 calories a day. Okay, component number 3, supplementation. Does she need to take a supplement to get these kind of results? I can do it without supplementation. With her, I applied supplementation because it made the results go a little bit faster. From week 1 to week 6, I used Lipotropic and Transport. From week 6 to week 12, I used Pyruvate. For everybody, the supplement recommendation is going to be different. This is just an example. Component number 4, resistance training. In the first 6 weeks, I had her lifting anywhere from 6 to 8 repetitions. Really heavy, really slow repetitions to allow the muscle to grow, to maximize hypertrophy. And in the last 6 weeks, anywhere from 12 to 15 repetitions, slightly increasing the speed of the repetitions, increasing her heart rate and allowing more fat loss. Okay? Now what I want you guys to get from this, look at how many times over the course of 12 weeks her program changed. You know, how many people try to go to do something like this and keep their program the same the whole time? It doesn't work, does it? Component number 5, professional assistance. Let me ask you guys, to run these guidelines efficiently, how often do I need to take her measurements? On a weekly basis. If I'm not taking her measurements on a weekly basis, how do I know when to increase the calories? How do I know when to decrease the calories? How do I even know it's working? Let's say she's losing weight. How do I know she's not losing muscle? The only way that anything like this works is that measurements are taken frequently on a weekly basis, and diet and exercise manipulations happen based on those measurements. Okay? Now this is one of the before and after pictures that we get picked on. People look at that and go, well, that's not real. Or she didn't do that in 12 weeks. And it's true that in the weight loss industry, those kind of results in 12 weeks don't happen very often, right? But let me ask you guys something. How often do you see a program ran that efficiently? With diet and exercise manipulation happening on a weekly basis? Never, almost never. So my message to you guys is results like this are possible. Results like this can be real, but this is the kind of science that needs to be applied. And as long as we're applying this kind of science, the results you can get in as little as 12 weeks are unbelievable. I'd like to encourage you guys to schedule a free evaluation. What the fitness professional will do in that evaluation is map out your entire program for absolutely free. He'll sit down with you and graph out your results. If you've tried to diet before, if you've tried to exercise before, and you've had limited results, this free evaluation is for you. This is going to point you in the right direction and give you the information you need to get started. Okay? It's going to take 2 things to get to you guys where you want to go. 1, it's going to take motivation. Well, you've already taken the time to see the seminar, so I know you're motivated. But 2, it takes proper guidelines. So as long as you let us help you with your guidelines a little bit, nothing can stop you from getting to your goal. Thanks.